Good morning to one and all. This is Arjun Manivannan from Chempaka International, bringing you this week's global news. Pakistan appoints first female Supreme Court judge. Pakistan appointed its first female Supreme Court judge on Monday after a nomination process that proved unusually contentious. Justice Aisha Malik, 55, had been selected by a commission that decides on the promotion of judges. As is typical for Supreme Court judges, she was sworn in on live TV with her oath administered by Chief Justice Gulzar Ahmed. I congratulate Justice Aisha Malik for becoming the first female judge of the Supreme Court, Prime Minister Imran Khan said in a tweet. She has my prayers and good wishes. At least 2 killed in 5.3 magnitude earthquake in Haiti. At least 2 people were killed in a 5.3 magnitude earthquake that shook southwestern Haiti early Monday, officials told AFP, with the tremor followed by several aftershocks. In Ansavo, a small coastal town 130 kilometers west of the capital Port-au-Prince, a woman died when a wall collapsed. In Fond de Negre, 20 kilometers further south, the second death was caused by a landslide. In the Nippe district, where the epicenter of the quake hit, nearly 200 houses were destroyed and around 600 others damaged, according to the local Civil Protection Directorate. Rescue teams reported that about 50 people were injured. First round of India-UK trade talks conclude. The first round of negotiations for an India-UK free trade agreement, formally launched on January 13th, concluded after 2 weeks on Friday, covering 26 areas such as trade in goods and services, investment, intellectual property, barriers to trade, small and medium enterprises, geographical indicators, etc. Both sides acknowledged the importance of ensuring this first round, held virtually over 2 weeks, could proceed despite the challenges presented by the COVID pandemic, Commerce Minister said in a statement. The second round of negotiations is due to take place on March 7th to March 18th. Both teams maintained a shared ambition to conclude negotiations by the end of 2022, it said, adding that the two parties are making the efforts to secure a comprehensive agreement even as chief negotiators would continue to consider the benefits of an interim agreement. India and the UK target doubling bilateral trade in goods and services to about $100 billion by 2030. Packages and firearms looted from freight train. Dozens of guns have been stolen from freight trains that have been looted in Los Angeles, the city's police chief has said. Images of the detritus left behind by thieves who break into stationary wagons in the middle of the second biggest city in the US swept around the world this month. Now, the city's top policeman has said that the bandits got away with more than just Amazon packages. People were breaking into these containers and stealing firearms. Tens of firearms, Michael Moore told the police commission this week. That gave us great concern as a source again of further violence in the city. China supplies mounted howitzers to Pakistan to maintain arms parity with India, in a move that ensures that Pakistan continues to remain locked up in confrontation with India. Islamabad has received the first batch of Chinese-manufactured vehicle-mounted howitzers to counter the Indian K9 Vajra howitzers. Beijing is also supplying Norinco AR 1300mm multi-barrel rocket launchers to Rawalpindi so that the Pakistan army has a reply to Indian rocket launchers. The total contract worth is around $512 million. North Korea fires unidentified projectile, ignores US offer of talk. North Korea fired an unidentified projectile early Thursday, Seoul said, its 6th apparent weapons test this year, as the nuclear-armed country flexes its military muscles and ignores Washington's offers of talks. The last time North Korea tested this many weapons in a month was in 2019, after high-profile negotiations between leader Kim Jong-un and then US President Donald Trump collapsed. Quick update on the Ukraine crisis. Russia has placed more than 100,000 troops near Ukraine's borders and ratcheted up war games in the region. Moscow denies it is planning an assault, but the United States and its NATO allies fear that Russia is planning for war and are making preparations of their own. The US has made no concessions to the main Russian demands over Ukraine and NATO in a long-awaited written response delivered to Russia on Wednesday in Moscow, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said Wednesday that while the concentration of Russian troops near Ukraine poses a threat, their number is now insufficient for a large-scale offensive, adding that they are still missing some key military elements and systems to mount a big, full-scale offensive. Soldiers and civilians in East Ukraine are waiting with helpless anticipation to see if war comes, aware that their fate is being decided by politicians in distant capitals. Envoys from Russia, Ukraine, France, and Germany met Wednesday for more than 8 hours in Paris to discuss the separatist conflict in Ukraine's eastern industrial heartland. Although there was no breakthrough, they promised to meet for new talks in 2 weeks in Berlin. And with that, we conclude the world news for this week. This is Arjun signing off, and we shall see you next week.